50 competitors. I said hello to everybody, and that was a long sucker, I want to tell you. They say, "How do you do it?" I said, "I do it because I like the man standing on my left," and I said it 2 nights before about the Crown Prince, but last night I had the Emir, and he's fantastic. And I said, it's really not hard. You know, when you like the people, and when you are doing something, we have a term, MAGA, Make America Great Again, very simple term. And I remember Biden saying, we will not let MAGA take over this country. I said, no, you stupid person. It says, make America great again. It's okay if it takes over the country. It's called Make America Great Again. And that's where we are right now. It's America. We'll put America first. But because we're putting it first, we're doing so well, there's going to be plenty left over to help the world. And we can help the world psychologically. So we think we're going to do well with Russia, Ukraine. 5,000 soldiers are being killed every single week on average. 5,000. And they're not from here, and they're not from the USA. They're from Ukraine and Russia. So some people would say, why are you bothering? Because these are 5,000 young people. Well, they're getting older because they've gone through so many that they are actually getting older. But these are 5,000 people that leave their home, wave goodbye to their parents. Their parents are so proud of them, their sisters, their brothers, and that's the last they ever see them. They're wiped out. And if you would see the satellite pictures, I get satellite pictures of that battlefield, and I want to tell you, I've never seen anything like I wish I never saw it. You have heads and arms and legs strewn all over the field, and you just take a look at that, and, you know, when you think 5,000 a week on average, and that's actually a low number. So we're going to see if we can end that. I was thinking about going, but it's very tough because of what we're doing today and tomorrow. But, you know, if something happened, I'd go on Friday if it was appropriate. But we have people right now negotiating, and I think that I just hope that Russia and Ukraine are able to do something because it has to stop. Not only the money, we spent $350 billion there. Just hand it. Nobody even knows where the money is. Just send them a check. There's no accounting. There's no one. Just give him money. Every time he came, I have to hand it to him. I think he's the greatest salesman maybe in history. Every time he came to the United States, he'd walk away with $100 billion, you know. That's a good salesman, right? Even by your standards. This is a big standard right here. But that's a pretty good set. No, he'd walk in, leave with $100 billion. Last time he didn't do as well. He only got $60 billion. And it was so easy. It was like taking candy from a baby. That was the last administration. This administration has been a little bit tougher. But would like to see it end, and I think we're going to have a chance at doing it. And would like to see if we could solve the Iran problem in an intelligent way as opposed to a brutal way. There's only two, intelligent and brutal. Those are the two alternatives. So I want to thank everybody for being here very much, and we're going to take some questions, and perhaps now we'll ask the press to leave, and we're going to see you at the airfield. We're going to have a display of American equipment, okay? Yeah. Jennifer, go ahead.
Mr. President, no Putin's address. No Putin's address. Are you disappointed by that?
No, I didn't anticipate. I actually said, why would he go if I'm not going? Because I wasn't going to go. I wasn't planning to go. I would go, but I wasn't planning to go. And I said, I don't think he's going to go if I don't go. And that turned out to be right. But we have people there. Marco, as you know, is doing a fantastic job. Marco's there, Secretary of State, and we have people there. But I didn't think it was possible for Putin to go if I'm not there. Jennifer?
Sir, on the Sovereign Wealth Fund, your proposal for the Sovereign Wealth Fund?
That we're planning on doing?
Yeah.
Well, look, Howard likes the idea. I want to really make a lot of money, pay off debt, and just get it, and then you do a fund, you know. These people have no debt. It's nice to have a fund. I say to Howard, we're a little early because we have debt, and really, it sounds like a lot, but relative to the kind of income and everything that we have, it's not really that much. But it's still a lot, and I'd rather pay the debt off and then do the fund after the debt's paid off. And you know, to me, the fund is just pay off debt. We're making a lot of money. We had a situation 6 months ago. We were losing $5 billion a day on trade. Now we're making money on trade. Don't forget, we were losing $1 trillion to China. So we essentially went cold turkey with China for a period of a month. Therefore, we weren't losing $1 trillion. You know, I think that's pretty simple, Scott, right? Scott did a great job over there. They made a deal. They have great relationships with China. You might want to speak about that while the press is here for a second, Scott, the relationship we have with China.
It was a very important step in establishing a working relationship below the two heads of state. So with the tariff program, we had a plan, we have a process, and now we have a mechanism with our Chinese counterparts to prevent an escalation again. We're going to go into a series of negotiations. They're going to be fulsome, and we have a lot to talk about, but I think over the next 90 days we can accomplish a lot.
We're going to be, I think I can mention, I'm not sure if the press will understand this, but I've devoted, I find it, number one, I find it fascinating.